Namaskar, welcome to PK's classes. Today we will study hormones of gastrointestinal tract and their function. So this is the diagram of gastrointestinal tract, GIT. Starts with oral cavity, then esophagus, then stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and finally anus. So the small intestine consists of three parts: the duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Then the large intestine or colon is divided into four parts: the ascending colon, then transverse colon, then the descending colon and finally the sigmoid colon. So there are number of secretions from different types of cells. In stomach we have parietal cells, chief cells, mucous cells and enteroendocrine cells. Parietal cells secrete hydrochloric acid, intrinsic factor, chief cells secrete pepsinogen, the inactive enzyme that is converted to pepsin, and pepsinogen is converted to pepsin by HCl, hydrochloric acid, and pepsin helps in digestion of proteins. And this intrinsic factor is required for vitamin B12 absorption, and hydrochloric acid helps in digestion and provides the acidic environment in the stomach. Then mucous cells, they secrete mucus which is alkaline and protects the stomach lining from acid. And the enteroendocrine cells secrete hormones, which we will discuss today. Similarly, the small intestine has different types of cells: enterocytes, which help in nutrient absorption, then goblet cells, which secrete mucus, Paneth cells, which secrete peptides like defensin, which have immune functions, then the tuft cells, which are also involved in immune responses and epithelial repair. So difference in here from the Paneth cells, difference in the, as the name suggests, they defend against the pathogens, so they have antimicrobial action. And finally the enteroendocrine cells, which secrete hormones. Similarly, the large intestine, goblet cells secrete mucus, script stem cells continuously divide and replenish the intestinal lining, enteroendocrine cells secrete hormones. So today our discussion is the enteroendocrine cells, which are present in the GIT, mainly in the stomach and intestine, and what are the different types of enteroendocrine cells and what they secrete and what is their function. So the D cells are present in stomach, small intestine and large intestine, and they secrete somatostatin. And somatostatin major function is it inhibits a number of gastrointestinal hormone secretion. Then the second group of cells present in throughout GIT, in the stomach as well as intestine, that is the EC cells or enterochromaffin cells. So this is enterochromaffin cells, and these cells secrete serotonin or 5-hydroxytryptamine, which activates the enteric nervous system to control intestinal motility and secretions. Then the other cells in stomach, the enteroendocrine cells in stomach, one is G cell, which secretes gastrin, and gastrin stimulates gastric glands to release gastric acid and activates the enterochromaffin cells. Okay. Then the A cells which secrete a hormone called ghrelin, which increases appetite and stimulates the fat storage. Then P cells secrete leptin, and similarly in the small intestine, in the duodenum, we have I cell and S cell. I cell secretes cholecystokinin, S cell secretes secretin. The K cells are present in duodenum and jejunum, and K cells secrete gastric inhibitory peptide, one of the incretins. So there are two incretins, one is GLP, glucagon-like peptide, and the other is gastric inhibitory peptide. So K cells secrete GIP, and the L cells secrete GLP-1 and peptide YY, which is located in the ileum. In the ileum there are also N cells which release neurotensin. In small intestine, the other enteroendocrine cell is the M cell, which is located in the Peyer's patches in the lymphoid tissues, and they have functions. They secrete motilin, which have functions like motility of GIT, and also they have immune functions. Then in the large intestine, in addition to the D cell and EC cell, there are two other types of cells. One is L cell. So L cell is present both in large intestine and in ileum of small intestine. And L cells in the large intestine secrete glucagon-like peptide 1, glucagon-like peptide 2, and peptide YY. And there is another cell called intestinal epithelial cells. Intestinal epithelial cells which secrete glucocorticoids. So these are the enteroendocrine cells in the GIT, located in the stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, and they secrete different hormones with different functions. So let us summarize here in this figure. So the stomach, in the stomach we have the D cells, the enterochromaffin cells. In addition, we have the A cells, G cells, and P cells. And already we have discussed this. Then the ghrelin function is they stimulate the appetite. They also release the growth hormone. And the enterochromaffin cells, they secrete histamine. So in the stomach, actually we have not mentioned here, in the stomach the enterochromaffin cells, they secrete histamine. Okay, and histamine stimulates the parietal cells of GIT to secrete hydrochloric acid. Then the G cells secrete gastrin, which helps in acid secretion. P cells secrete leptin, which helps in increasing the appetite. Then the same D cells which secrete somatostatin, which inhibit many gastrointestinal hormones, that is also located in the small intestine as well as the large intestine. And the enterochromaffin cells in small intestine as well as large intestine, they secrete 5-HT. Then the I cells in the small intestine, mainly in the duodenal part, duodenum, secretes cholecystokinin, which stimulates gallbladder to secrete the bile. So gallbladder contraction is its function, and it releases enzymes, mainly the pancreatic enzymes, and it also has a function in regulating appetite and GI motility. Then the S cells which secrete secretin. Secretin promotes bicarbonate secretion, and that bicarbonate, so here it regulates the acidity by secreting bicarbonate, which provides the alkaline environment, and it helps in neutralizing the acid. So then the third one is the K cell, which inhibits one of the incretin, GIP. So the incretins are the hormones. There are two types of incretins. One is glucagon-like peptide, and the other is gastric inhibitory peptide. And gastric inhibitory peptide is secreted by the K cells of the small intestine, and the K cells are located in the duodenum and jejunum of small intestine. So S cells are present in duodenum, I cells are present in duodenum, K cells are present in duodenum and jejunum, and then in the ileum the L cells and N cells are there, and these N cells, they secrete neurotensin, which regulates in motility, and also secrete the fluid in the jejunum and ileum. And the M cells secrete motilin, which these M cells are mainly present in the Peyer's patches, the lymph tissues, and regulates motility and also has immune functions. Then the large intestine, three types of cells. One is the D cell in the large intestine, one is the D cell, then there is L cell, and N cell already we have mentioned. So D cell, L cell, and the other cell is the IE cell, intestinal epithelial cell, which secretes glucocorticoids, and they have anti-inflammatory action. The glucocorticoids like cortisol, they have anti-inflammatory actions. So these green ones are released are the cells of the large intestine. Red ones, the cells of the stomach, and let us take this symbol, the D cells, enterochromaffin cells, and these cells are the cells of the small intestine. And enterochromaffin cells also, it is located in stomach, small intestine, as well as large intestine. So these two cells are located throughout the GIT, and other cells we have just discussed. So this is all about the hormones of GIT and their functions. Thank you.